Good evening, everyone. This is a new segment that we're going to be doing monthly. Um, yeah, we're calling it What's on Tap. In this case, we're in the month of November. So, this is what we have going on at the store here in the month of November. I'm Brad. I'm the owner of Alternate Dimensions, Tullahoma, Tennessee. So, the first update I want to provide is we've been trying to make a number of upgrades within the store. Um, Within the last couple of weeks, we've had new LED lighting installed. It is way brighter inside the store now. It's not dark in any nook or cranny in the main store. It's going to save a ton on our electric bill as well as make it a much nicer environment to play in. We are attempting to get the outside lights taken care of, and those will be taken care of in the next couple of weeks. So all of the lighting inside will be LEDs at that point. I still have several other enhancements that I'd like to make. Um, Carpeting is maybe one that I'm looking at. Looking at rotating the front counter to the side of the that has the electricity and adding better and newer cases. Beyond that, that's just the cosmetics and everything. Our restocks this week, we've restocked some of our KATANA sleeves. They are very much like Dragon Shields. If you like Dragon Shields, the katanas look and feel very similar, and they do fit double sleeving as well. We got in some more dice. I still have the 7 dice set that's used for D&D, but we've had some requests for the 36 brick of the 12 millimeter D6s, and I've got some of those in. I've got more of those coming. Lastly, we've added a new product to our store, and we started carrying some of the WizKid D&D miniatures. We carried some of the pre-painted, like this one here, and the non-painted or unpainted ones here that you can do yourself. Those are in the section where our D&D books and our sorted dice are. Upcoming releases for the month. This month, Commander Legends is to be released. The pre-release that is normally scheduled is for the 13th, and then the general release on the 20th. This is what we started with as far as price point for each of the commander decks are $20 each. I've got 9 copies of each of those. Draft booster boxes, I have 18 of those available. They are 24 packs. Each of them has 20 cards, which is different. 125 plus tax. That's one of the lowest prices you'll find anywhere. And then the collector's boxes. There's 7 that I'm being told by our distributors that we'll get. They're 250 plus tax. Excuse me. Now, I will warn you with the draft booster boxes. I've had a number of requests for those, and so I think we're down to like about 6 or 7 boxes that are actually left available that aren't already spoken for. So if you want any of those, make sure you contact the store soon. Again, these are local pickup only. We don't ship and sell these. The only thing we will ship out is currently singles. Still have plenty of the commander decks and the collector's boosters. Again, release dates. Obviously, this is as if Wizards is following the same pattern as they did before, which normally they allow box sales during a pre-release week of the regular boosters, or draft boosters as they're called now, and all the other products will not be shipped to us until the 20th, which would be the following Friday. Other news. Earlier this year, we tried to get several initiatives off the ground, trying to dive into a little bit of miniatures and also dive into more kid-friendly card games. Warhammer, X-Wing, are two of the ones that we were looking at. I'd be interested in having anyone who is in the local community who would be interested in demoing the game for younger folks, setting up a learn to paint miniature section, something like that. I'd be interested in having you in to do those type of things. I would like to be able to expand into other areas. Also, earlier this year, we started carrying Pokemon. We also started trying to get sanctioned. We have passed and been now are a Pokemon gym for the trading card game. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit, and that sort of hampered us quite a bit. Obviously, we're going into a second surge, if you will, and we're trying to be cautious, continuing social distancing, mask wearing, wiping down, using hand sanitizer, washing hands, that type of thing. But we're still interested in trying to have, small groups, 2, 3, or 4 people, learning new games, demoing games, etc. And I'd like to see if we could push the needle a little bit with some of the other games. We do have quite a bit of the Sword and Shield base set packs that we bought earlier in the year as we try to get the initiative started. If you're someone who's interested in being a demoing Pokemon to the community, where we can set up that type of afternoon or evening, whichever it might be, please let us know. Again, we're trying to move into other areas, especially with everything that's going on. Our last new product, or the product we're going to talk about, is the game Flesh and Blood. So it's a trading card game created by Legend Story Studio. They are a company out of New Zealand. This game has actually been out for a year, as of October the 11th. They have designed this game with a number of fascinating setups. Number one, they are 100% behind in-store play and community building. They don't want online is not their goal. They want it to be grassroots, local game store and up. Number two, the game is very interesting to play. It has mechanics that I haven't really seen before. And I'm going to link I'll put a link in the description for our event that you see on our YouTube channel, so you can actually watch the demo of how the game is played. But it's fascinating from that aspect, different from anything I've ever seen before. But it's basically each player has a hero. They are of a wide variety of classes. They have a number of weapons, armor to protect themselves, and they have you're basically trying to KO them by dropping their life total to 0. Where the game is so different is how the resource system works, and I'll let that video explain that. But again, this is a fascinating game. If you're interested in playing the game. Unlimited booster boxes will be coming out within the next few weeks. I am attempting to acquire some of those unlimited booster boxes. Um, Now, if you're a collector, the collectors, this game is also designed for you. Now, when I say that, the the game decided, or the creators of the game decided to make collectors priority when it in certain areas. For example, the alpha printing of the boxes will have a symbol on it that says alpha. The unlimited will say unlimited. The major difference between the two is both sets are identical as far as all the same cards are in both, with the exception of a special type of foil that they have that is one per box, and is called um, I think it's Cold Fusion. I'd have to look at it again, but specifically, they have only specific areas of the card foiled. Usually, in this case, it's the border and certain high-end regions. So, a lot of the cards that have this foil treatment are going to be things like the weapons themselves. So, the weapon itself and the frames will be foiled, but the rest of the card is not. Now, what makes this exciting for collectors is the fact that they're one per box, so it's going to be harder to get those. The rarity system is also interesting. So they have common, rare. The original two sets had super rare, majestic, legendary, and I think there was one called fabled. It had 6 rarities. Commons, you got, most of your pack was all commons. You got 1 foil per pack, and you either got a combination of 2 rares or a rare and one of the other rarities, mythic, or excuse me, majestic, super rare, legendary, or fable. And the foil could be of any of those rarities as well. With the, if I remember correctly, with Crucible of Worlds and moving forward, they've basically eliminated the super rarity, and they've gone common, rare, majestic, legendary, and fable. So they've cut out a rarity. Normally it was like you could get 4. It was 4 super rares a box, 2 majestics. Legendaries was 1 per case, and then the fabled, I think, was astronomical. But from Crucible Worlds forward, when they started with the majestics, when they merged that super rare together, they go from 4 and 2 to basically 6. So they've just meshed the two together. Now, the store does have demo decks at the store. This is Ira Crimson Haze. We've got a number of demo decks at the store. If you're interested in learning about the game, after you see the video, if you actually want to get your hands on some of the cards and physically play them, again, we've got demo decks at the store. Please come by, let us know. Hopefully, this will be a good change. I know a lot of Magic players have sort of set aside. Some people are getting fed up with Wizards' ideas and thoughts, etc. And they may be looking for something new. And for this game, considering it launched a year ago, has grown exponentially in the middle of a pandemic. So And the fact that the product shortage that they had during the early part of the game when they when they just ordered um, their reprint was right as the pandemic was hitting the United States, then it caused a big issue with product shortage. This unlimited print is supposed to clear that up, and they're uh, they print 3 sets a year, 2 large sets, 1 small set. The 2 large sets previously had 4 heroes each of a different class, and then the Crucible of Worlds was the small, or Crucible of War, excuse me, was the small set, and that set had supplemental cards for each of the 8 classes that they had. That is their release schedule. So it's 3 sets a year currently. One last thing to note, Commander Collection Green will be coming out on December the 4th. Obviously, that is next month. We will have 24 available. These are the non-foil versions because we are not a premium store. Only premium stores got the full versions. I currently do not have a price point from my distributor. As soon as I have that, I will make sure it's posted on our page and our group. If you forgot which cards are in the set, obviously there is a green themed command tower and Sol Ring, Omnath, Seedborn Muse, Sylvan Library, Worldly Tutor, I can't read, Bane of Progress, and Frill of Ice, Land of War's Fury. Now there's a number of these. Worldly Tutor just got to be $50. Sylvan Library has only been reprinted once since 4th edition. Seaboard Muse has only had 3 reprintings. And Omnath and our Planeswalker here have never seen a reprint. So these were some much needed cards in the group. Lastly, of course, this month is Black Friday, or the lead up toward Christmas. I am going to have a posting. Probably won't be this week. Maybe another week before I have one, but it's going to list our deals from for that weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's going to be percentages off of current product in the store, singles, and there will also be trade-in bonuses for the weekend. So that is what's on tap for the month of November. If you haven't checked us out, come on, check us out, 217 South Anderson Street in Tullahoma. I'm Brad, owner of Alternate Dimensions, and we are your dimension for fun.